This latest chapter of Choujin X, I will have to say that Sato, what he displayed, his power, his Choujin power was insane against the Snake Choujin. And the fact that we are able to see the return of the Snake Choujin, the masked man, is just really incredible because it's kind of seeing where things are about to head towards. So throughout this whole chapter, we are able to see that the Yamano Amori is just like the X-Men because the factor that they're bringing in Chojins to pretty much be a good member of society, have them register and do their duties. And we're also able to see them like go to school, also train their powers to be more effective, and also to actually beat up bad Chojins and interrogate them, just like the X-Men they would do. But not only that too, but with this chapter, we're also able to see other Chojins and their powers as well, which reminds me of how My Hero Academia, how these weird quirks are. So we're able to see how most of these Chojin members are able to display their Chojin powers in those weird ways, just like quirks are.
Again, in the beginning of the chapter, while we get the return of the Snake Choujin, while she's being interrogated by another Choujin who is involved with the Yamano of Mori, because they're handling this investigation and this interrogation on the second level underground. So while the Snake Choujin is being questioned about her actions and what's her real purpose is and who she's working for, we see that she's going in face to face and being questioned by a Choujin who has the power to detect lies. She is a living lie detector test. And majority of the questions that she's been asking the Snake Choujin all came up to be lies. And the Snake Choujin, she's trying to play it off saying like she doesn't know anything. She just met Tokyo and she just wanted to see his powers and everything. And that's pretty much it. She wasn't trying to target him. She wasn't trying to kill him. She wasn't trying to do anything that you guys suspected to me to be as a bad Choujin. I'm just being a little innocent Choujin. And so majority of the questions that the lie detector Choujin kept asking her was all came out lies besides one, because one of the questions that she asked that became out to be a lie was that, are you significantly targeting Tokyo and were you hired? And both of those questions came out to be a lie, and the only thing that she was telling the truth was that they asked her a question was that, okay, so a significant person who's always in this location, did he request you to do it? And that became a truth because the Snake Trojan lady was like, no, and I wasn't requested or anything. So Sato, he pulls up and he tells the lie detector Trojan to be like, okay, I'm gonna be the bad cop. You can step aside. I'm gonna go question her. So the Snake Trojan pretended to be dumb and gave her same explanation as she already told, but a little bit more details. Seemed like she's very innocent. While Sato, he's not buying this. He was just like, oh, okay, I'm powerless against, a beast personification Trojan. So, I can't do any harm. I'm powerless. But at the same time, I disdain violence. So he ended up activating his Trojan powers, Psycho Share. And where we see that the Snake Trojan, she is freaking out because she sees that she's being levitated onto like a fall up in the sky, and all you see is just giant buildings everywhere in like a different dimension. And she even says that like, I know this is an illusion, but it seems so real. On top of that, I can still feel the chair like grasping in the palm of my hand, but I can't see it. So Satos explains how his powers are. It's allow him to transmit mental image. He can convert abstract ideas throughout others and that are different to describe in words. It's easy as if I were to draw on paper. For an example, I could imagine a map and share it with others amongst other things. So he's able enough to manipulate anywhere around his area to anything that he likes or anything that he sees, which is really incredible. So Satos left the interrogation room and he was pretty upset because the Snake Trojan has fainted and did not give any information, just due to the fact that she doesn't know much about the information that they are asking, or that her client paid her a great healthy price so that way she won't snitch. So the next scene, we see the masked man, and he looks like he's playing with a string, and they're all just thinking about, okay, what's going to be the next move and how we're going to handle this situation, because we need to find a reason on why and what is going on. So after that, we get cut to the next scene where we see Ricardo and the Origami Choujin, because the Origami Choujin is still looking for that certain person that they're looking for. But we get cut off to the next scene while Tokyo, he's getting out of school and he runs into Momoma, because Momoma was trying to go meet up with Ellie because they're about to do some shopping. And within there, we get a little bit of a backstory about Momoma and how she got her powers. When she got her powers at the age of 4, but she entered into the Yamano school until the age of 10. And also she got her powers from her dad, because that's where she inherited, because her dad was actually a Choujin. So while in the midst of telling or getting a brief backstory about Momoma, Ellie appeared, and then all of a sudden Momoma got a phone call or a ringer from her headset saying like, hey, it's Simon and we have a job to do because we need to help the police catch this criminal. So what ended up happening was that Momoma decided, like, you know what, I have to go because I have a job to do, and she was going to have to cancel her girls trip or her girls thing with Ellie. So Ellie was all bummed out, but Tokyo, he decided, as a good guy, as a guy who actually has a crush on Momoma, he was like, you know what, I'm going to take Ellie for you, and that way we're gonna go shopping. And so Momoma was pleased, and Tokyo was blushing and everything because he made Momoma happy. And then Ellie called him out saying that, like, you know, Tokyo, you being weird and creepy. And Tokyo replied saying rude. So we go and see that Tokyo and Ellie, they're actually on their way to go shopping. And while they're doing their shopping, and Ellie is like pretty much is in heaven because she sees all these dolls, these toys, these clothes and everything, they're all just enjoying themselves, until one day they actually ran into a Choujin who is actually has like a box, and apparently he's packaging people where people are just immobilized. So they go ahead and battle this box Choujin, and apparently Tokyo got caught because, you know, it's Tokyo. So when he got caught, Ellie was just like, all right, I gotta do all this work and defeat this box Choujin. And apparently they were successfully able to beat the box Choujin, and they were able to put him into custody. And apparently he's only doing that because he had only had a mental breakdown when he had his powers, thanks to how his job was treating him, like most of us all do. But anyway, so after they were done, they get a reward for pretty much capturing this box Choujin and freeing everyone. That they got like $100. They went into a meal and they all started to treat themselves really nice. So while they're trying to treat themselves really nice, we go and see Tokyo and Ellie at the train ride. And while they're at the train, guess who we see? We see the Origami Choujin in a couple of feet away from them. And that's just how the chapter ends. This is just 100% crazy because currently we don't know what's going to happen next, but this was a very, very interesting chapter. We're able to see other members of like the Choujins, people who are actually in the Yamano of Mori, to see their abilities, just like the lie detector, and also to see Sato and his ability and his Choujin powers as well. But not only that too, but like I said, we were able to see other weird powers as well, just like a packaging code Choujin and a lie detector Choujin. So just a lot of interesting factors. But other than that, let me know down in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel. If you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out there.